Hey guys, it's Jessie. A long time no see. I know. But happy October, happy Spooktober. And as you know by the title of this, I am doing the Spooktober readathon for the whole month of October. I almost forgot what it was. But I picked this one because I liked it. But I am here to give y'all my Spooktober TBR. Well, let's just get into it. So for the first challenge in this category, scary costume, read a horror book. The second one is silly costume, read a book that you think that will make you laugh. Fantasy costume, read a fantasy book. Costume, read a romance. And the last one for the costume category is bestie costume, read a book along with your bestie. So the next category is refreshments. First one is punch bowl. Read a book with a character who fights. The next one is eyeball soup. Read a book that you've been eyeballing. Get it? I'm a sucker for puns. The next one is Miss Lovett Meets Pies. Read a book that you think the character is unlikable. Next one is Devil's Food Cake. Read a book with a black cover. The next category is dance floor. The first one is Monster Mash. Read a book with a monster figuratively or literally on the cover in the book. The next one is I Put a Spell on You. Is magical, or that has magic in it, like witches. Next is Time Warp. Read a book set in a different time. The second to last is Superstition. Read a book with folklore or mythology. And the last is Thriller. Read a thriller. And the last category for Spooktober is Festivities. Carve a jack-o'-lantern. Read a book with a face on it. This one is Bobbing for Apples. Sink your teeth into a home and hang out with your pets. Read a book with an animal in it. Next one is Trick or Treat. Read a book that you think you'll hate or that you'll love. And then flip a coin and decide which one you'll read. Okay, so I'm not going to do all the individual little challenges in the different categories because that's going to be a lot. Even though you can like double pair up your book on a challenge, I just picked either one or two little challenges from each category. And that is, and for the category of costume, I'm going to be doing the scary costume challenge, and that is pick a horror book. And that book I am reading is The Haunted by Danielle Vega. And Danielle Vega is praised for her like young adult horror stories, especially the Merciless, I think that's what it's called. But chilling, suspenseful, and intensely readable, horror fans will love The Haunted. Clean slate, that's what Hendrix Becker O'Malley's parents said when they moved their family to the tiny town of Deerfield, New York. Hendrix wants to lay low and forget her dark, traumatic past. Forget him, but things don't go as planned, of course. Hendrix learns from new friends at a school that the steel house, the fixer-upper her parents are so excited about, is notorious in town. Local legend says it's haunted, but Hendrix isn't sure if it's the demons of her past haunting her, or of the present. Voices whisper in her ear as she lies in bed. Doors lock on their own, and one night takes a violent turn. With the help of a mysterious boy next door, of course. Hendrix makes it her mission to take down the ghosts if they don't take her first. Sounds really good, and especially good for this time of year, and just like throw a little romance into it is really good. It sounds like my kind of book. It is relatively short, as you can see. Like, yeah, not even like, it's like 250 pages, so it's like a fast read. And I'm excited to read this. For the next category is refreshments, and I'm going to be doing the challenge of eyeball soup. Pick a book that you've been eyeballing, and I mean, how can you not eyeball this cover? Right? Right? I'm like obsessed with it. Clown in a Cornfield by Cesare. And it's kind of giving me like There's Someone in Your House by Stephanie Perkins vibes. Quinn and her father moved to a tiny town with a weird clown for a mascot. They're looking for a fresh start, but ever since the clown's only factory shut down, Kettle Springs has been cracked in half. Most of the town believes that the kids are to blame. After all, the juniors and seniors of Kettle Springs High are the ones who threw the party where Arthur Hill's daughter died. They're the ones who set the abandoned factory on fire and who spent all their time posting pranks on YouTube. They have no respect and no idea what it means to work hard. The kids is the other way around, and now Kettle Springs is caught in a constant battle between old and new, tradition and progress. It's a fight that looks like it will destroy the town. Until one homicidal clown with a pork pie hat and a red nose decides to end it for good. Because if your opponents all die, you win the debate by default. I didn't even know what this book was about. I just got it because the cover, and I knew it was horror, and I read all the blurbs on the back basically. I'm like, I need. But yeah, interesting. You know what would have been even better if they had like an emblem of like a clown like they do on the cover. Missed opportunity. So the next category is dance floor, and for this challenge is I put a spell on you, and that is to read a book that contains magic, like witches is like I said. And I'm exactly doing that. I am reading Texas Gothic by Rosemary Clement-Moore. And this is a book that I'm currently reading right now. I'm like that much through it, and I like it so far. It's cute, it's spooky, and it's interesting. This book is about two sisters who go to their aunt's farmhouse to farm sale while their aunt is on vacation, and their whole family of Goodnights is their last name, Goodnights, is of witches, and like they're the good witches. They do like potions of like have your hair grow, like shampoo, hair growth, like your hair will grow because they put a spell on it, that kind of stuff. Yes. But Amy, our main character, I missed that. She is the one that wants to not be part of the magic in her family, unlike her sister, who is more the logical side of witchery or whatever you want to call it. But she's farm sitting her aunt's house, and there's a cute, handsome cowboy that has their own acreage of farm, and there's this unexpected and malevolent spirit that somehow gets through the wards of that's around the farmhouse and stirs up a lot of shit. And it's a strong ghost because they shouldn't have been able to get through the wards. And there's a dead body that shows up on the neighbor's property, and it's just so good. I don't feel like I'm giving it good justice enough, even though I've read not even that much of it. But yeah, it's just the longest book that I'm reading for the readathon is like almost 400 pages. And for the last category is festivities, and for the challenge I'm going to be doing is carve a jack-o'-lantern, and that means like read a book with a face on the cover. And I'm doubling up on this challenge because I am reading this, Clown in a Cornfield by Cesare. So I'm doubling up 2 challenges on this from Refreshments is the Eyeball Soup, a book that you've been eyeballing the cover, which, yes. And then for Festivities, read a book that has a face on it. Carve a jack-o'-lantern. See? Yeah. So I'm going to be reading these 3 books for this readathon. Clown in a Cornfield, Texas Gothic, and The Haunted. And if I somehow get through all these books this month, which I'm not holding myself up to that, then I'm going to be reading these books which don't fit a category. I don't think. I didn't really plan on them fitting a category. Just extra spooky books to read for this month if I finish those 3 books. But the 2 books are A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridig, Kemmerer, and The Trees Crept In by Kurtagich. But this book is fairly new. It's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, I believe, but the main character has cerebral palsy, I believe. Let's see. Fall in love, break the curse. Cursed to repeat the autumn of her 18th birthday. 18th year. Prince Ren of Emberfall thought he could be saved easily if the girl fell for him, but that was before he turned into a vicious beast, destroyed his castle, his family, and every last shred of hope. Nothing has ever been easy for Harper, with her father long gone, her mother dying, and her brother constantly underestimating her because of her cerebral palsy. When she tries to save a stranger on the streets of Washington, D.C., she is pulled into a magical world. Harper doesn't know where she is or what to believe. A prince, a curse, a monster. As she begins to understand what's at stake, Ren's hope comes flooding back. But powerful forces are standing against Emberfall, and it will take more than a broken curse to save Harper, Ren, and his people from utter ruin. So that's what that's about. And I am a sucker for retellings, as you know. And I like the twist on it that it's like giving a voice to a disability, because you don't see that at all until like recently. But yeah. And I was told by the lady at Barnes & Noble that this is an amazing book. She was raving about it, so I'm excited to read this. And this book, I think I got this at like Half Price Books like a couple years ago. Stay away from the woods. When Celia and Nori arrive at their aunt's house, it's immediately clear that the manor is cursed. The endless creaking of the house at night and the eerie stillness of the woods surrounding them would be enough of a sign. But there are secrets too. Questions that Celia can't ignore. Why does it seem that ever since they arrived, the trees have been creeping closer? Who is the beautiful boy who appears from the woods? And who is the tall man with no eyes who Nori plays with in the basement at night? A man who no one else can see. Yeah. Whew. Talk about a thriller. I could fit that category, but it sounds interesting, and it kind of reminds me of Texas Gothic, because they're house sitting, two sisters house sitting. So yeah, it sounds really creepy, and I love it. So those are the books I'm going to be reading for Spooktober, and I'm excited to read it. And I already started the readathon reading vlog for Spooktober. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are partaking in any of the readathons this month and what you're reading. I'm really interested in wondering what readathon you chose. Let me know. So thanks for watching, like, subscribe for more videos. Bye me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!